Boo, it's 92. Boo, it's 92. You were the... I did not laugh.
It was a good thing. Why you?
See, you were laughing. Okay, let's do it one more time.
The professional.
Yes, we're professional. Boo, it's 92. Okay, so we'll start with why we decided to do
YouTube.
Yeah.
The
No,
tube.
well, why we decided to cover like spooky stuff. Wordplay with the 92 because we film at night and we do spooky stuff. So
And there's two of us
yes, and there's two of us. So
that you can
there
see.
you have it. Ooh.
I cannot.
Chills.
Really? In your own home? Really?
Yes, I got chills.
We grew up together. We were classmates. We were desk buddies for a couple
Yeah.
years. 4 years, I think.
Yeah.
We were in the same school in high school.
Same
And-
tertiary too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we would like every other day, other day,
Sometimes
every
it's
other
like
day.
for a few days in a row, man.
Yeah, we would just go to this like video rental place,
Yeah.
and just rent movies, and they would like almost exclusively be horror movies.
We'll go to her house, get the movie on, and then eat lunch and, just freak ourselves out for no
Yeah,
reason.
exactly.
And it continues until today.
Yeah. So I guess that's the intro, and I will jump into my story. So my story is titled "Hungry Ghosts," aptly named for the Hungry Ghost Month. So this story took place in Hong Kong in 1953. 53, 92. Yeah. So okay, maybe let's just like cut that out. Let's just cut that out. In Hong Kong. Okay, way before we were born.
Okay.
So this restaurant receives a phone call for a delivery order for 4 people to be sent to this apartment in Nathan Road, Kowloon, which is in Hong Kong. So
Nathan Road.
Nathan Road. Yeah.
The name of the road is in English.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe it was just translated to Nathan. I don't know. But yeah. So anyway,
Maybe it's Northern. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Northern Road, perhaps. So anyway, so the restaurant sent somebody to the address with the food, and then the person knocked on the door, and then he waited, but for a while like no one answered, so he was like, that's strange. But then after that he heard like some shuffling, some footsteps, somebody walk up to the door basically, and then the person asked him to leave the food by the doorstep. So he was like, okay, fine. So he bent down to put the food by the door, and then just at the same time like the money came through the gap under the door, how there's always this gap between the door and the floor.
Why so
the money
sus?
came through, I don't know, maybe coronavirus.
I was thinking that.
Yeah, contactless delivery at its best, right? So the delivery man took the money and then he counted. He was like, yeah, okay, all good here, exact. Don't need any change. He was like, okay, thanks, bye. So he went back to the restaurant. And then he went back to the restaurant, and then everything just went as per normal. And then at the end of the day, the restaurant boss was like tallying up the day's earnings. So he was like counting the money in the cash register.
Oh, I think I know.
And then he found hell notes. So for those of you that don't know, hell notes are like basically money. You don't look here.
okay.
Hell notes are basically like money or representations of money printed on joss paper to be burnt as offerings to the deceased, the departed, and our ancestors. So that they would be able to, live comfortably and spend it in the afterlife.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. During the 7th month, if you walk the streets, you kind of somehow see people like burning these offerings along with like some food. So this is basically just for like the departed and our ancestors, so that they're not hungry and they have, money to spend. They actually also burn like paper effigies. So these would be like, paper mansions, cars,
Oh, yes.
even paper iPads and iPhones, because like if you're
Yeah.
spending eternity in the afterlife, like
You gotta watch Netflix
yeah,
somehow.
exactly. You're gonna need some entertainment, man. I think somebody in Singapore, I think he was walking past this like Joss paper shop, and then he actually saw that this shop was selling like paper masks, like surgical masks, basically like Joss paper masks. So, you know, it's
What
like
have we come to?
it really mirrors like our current society, like, you know. Okay, back to the story.
That's a creepy picture.
So the restaurant owner found the hell notes in the stack. So he was obviously not happy. He just thought like someone was either stealing from him or playing like a really distasteful practical joke. So he like gathered all his employees and he was like, which one of you did this? Like, this is not cool. Then the next day, the restaurant received a call again. Same order, same 4 people, same address. Sensing nothing wrong, the delivery man like just brought the order back there. And then the same thing happened. Knocked on the door. Somebody came out and told him to leave the food at the doorstep, and then the money came through the gap underneath. So he counted it, all good, went back to the restaurant. And then the restaurant owner, who was like on high alert, you know, like after the previous day's incident, like he was watching his employees like more carefully. He noticed that this delivery man was going back and then he was putting like the money back in, and then he saw that he was putting hell notes in. So the restaurant owner was like, "You, what do you think you're trying to do?"
The delivery guy doesn't know.
Yeah, so then the delivery guy was like shocked AF. He was like,
"Oh my god, like, I swear I did not, this is not me, like, I'm not stealing from you, like, this was legit the exact money that I received."
The restaurant owner was like kind of suspicious, but I mean, he saw how his employee reacted and he was like, okay, he does not look like he's lying. He was like, okay, fine, I believe you. Maybe you kind of got swindled. They were doing some kind of like switcheroo type thing. So he was like, I will deal with it myself. So the next day, the same order came, like the same phone call, same address. So the restaurant was like, okay, like, I will do the delivery myself this time, because I guess he just thinks that he's more experienced and he would be able to like spot any sort of like sleight of hand or like deal with any like swindlers or miscreants that, like, you know. Yeah.
The
So
thing is, I wouldn't even entertain the order anymore, because I'm thinking there's 2 ways this could go down: a swindler or yeah. So I'm like, neither one are good. I'm not gonna be able to repair this, right? And it's a couple dollars only. Just let it slide.
yeah, I probably wouldn't. Yeah, but I guess maybe he just didn't think so much into it.
This
Like
guy
he
is a
was just like,
businessman. This guy is a businessman.
somebody is cheating my money. I'm gonna teach them a lesson. Maybe it's just like the Hong Kong style, you know, like
Bring his
back
like,
then. Yeah. So he went and did the delivery himself. So same thing, knocked on the door, and then the money came through the gap again, left the food there. And then this time, so the boss got the money, right? He spent like a good minute there, like, you know, looking and checking, making sure like it was like not counterfeit, and he confirmed that it was legit Hong Kong legal tender. So after he went back to the restaurant, he kind of set the money aside. He's like keeping an eye out on that stack to make sure like nobody like can.
Okay.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, he goes back to the cash register, and he realizes that it has actually happened again. It was hell notes. So this time he was like, no, this is wrong. Like, he could swear that just minutes before, like, it was real money still. I mean, so sensing something wrong, like, he decided to call the police.
Okay.
Because maybe he was really getting conned, or, you know, just something
Call
weird
the
was
police,
happening.
yes.
So they called the police. So the police went to the apartment. They knocked on the door and then nobody answered. So they decided to knock the door down. So
Jeez, for a couple of dollars, you go knock someone's door down.
I mean, well, they knocked and then like they tried to check like the neighbors and stuff, but nobody answered. I guess I'm sure they have like their protocol to follow. So when no one answers and you're trying to reach the person inside,
Just knock
I
their
don't know,
door
I guess
down.
they just knocked the door down and then just replaced it. The police went in. And then they
I glanced.
They found 4 corpses around a mahjong table. So they were like dead.
From playing mahjong.
A mahjong table. I don't know. So then forensics.
Yeah.
They did an autopsy on the 4
I'm kind of
corpses.
scared. I don't want to hear.
And then they
punch.
found out that they actually had been dead for a week. But during the autopsy, they found that in their stomach they had food remnants, and the food remnants were like 3 days, 2-3 days old. So yeah. And forensics like dusted the hell notes that the restaurant owner received, because I mean he set it aside, right? So that's like evidence. So then they checked it and they found a couple of fingerprints on it. They found the restaurant owner's fingerprints, they found the delivery man's fingerprints, and they found the fingerprints of the 4 corpses. So years later, of course, you know, like they sold the apartment and whatever, new people moved in, and then this group of friends, like 4 friends, were playing mahjong. And then they kind of felt hungry, you know, like they're playing late at night, and then they just wanted a late night snack, like supper. So then they called for a delivery, and then the food arrived. And then when the food arrived, they were like, okay, like food's here. So then everyone like, you know, took out their money. So then they were like, okay, like how much is like to pay for their own portion. And then out of nowhere, a 5th hand appeared, holding hell
Don't
notes.
come near me like this.
Holding
It
hell
scared
notes.
me. She was like,
Yep. So that's the end of my story. So there were a few theories as to why this could have happened. The main one primarily is that the 4 corpses, or I mean the 4 dead people.
Can I guess the theory?
Yeah, sure.
They died just playing mahjong. Like they just didn't sleep, and they died because they didn't sleep. Kind of like gamers of our. Hey, you don't laugh,
Yeah,
man.
I know. Yeah, mahjong was legit like.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
freaking
it's addictive.
PUBG.
Yeah.
It's PUBG.
Of that decade, you know, because I mean, imagine like they didn't have like TVs, they didn't have like iPhones, like nothing to like entertain. I don't know if they had TVs, no internet. I mean, it was probably.
So okay,
really
my guess
crazy.
is that they kept playing and they didn't sleep, and they were eating, no doubt. But if you don't sleep, you do. Then
Well, they didn't. Okay, so they didn't say the cause of death, but the theories was just that like these 4 people, like they didn't know that they had died, and that's why they just continued ordering food like that they as they usually do, or they replay the scene that like before they, you know,
we played a
Yeah.
few moments before
the
they
moments before they
died,
die.
yeah.
Yeah.
just in their loop.
Yeah, they're just stuck.
I'm sure that the building was torn down at some point and a new building was built,
Yeah.
but they're still there.
Yeah.
They're still there playing mahjong.
Well, they're kind of like, it's like energy. So how do you really like, yeah.
If I do move and stuff, I don't want energies.
Yeah,
Energies?
who does?
Energies.
Yeah,
to be
energies.
around, yeah. But the good thing
Energies.
is that none of it was vengeful.
Yeah.
Because those kind of stories really scare the bananas out of me. Like,
Yeah.
I cannot.
Yeah.
But what will you do though? If like
No,
you,
oh, no.
me, and
Yeah, like run. Drop everything and run. I think that's probably what they did anyway.
or will you stay calm and pretend?
No. If I saw like a 5th hand, I would freaking run. Like,
I guess.
you know,
I guess.
GTFO. Seriously. I actually have a bonus one if we want. This story is from a Taiwanese taxi driver. So this
Taiwan,
also
okay.
happened in the Ghost Month. This taxi driver, he
Okay.
was doing his night shift, so he was driving his cab around the more rural parts of Taiwan. So it was quiet.
Okay.
And
Deserted lah.
Deserted, basically.
Okay.
So his cab light was on. You know, I think they call it in Chinese like 空车.
Mm.
空车 means empty car. He looked into his rearview mirror, and then all of a sudden he saw a woman sitting in the back seat in red. Always in red. But okay, yes. So
Very
so he saw. So he thought he was hallucinating because he was really tired, right? So he like kind of like shook himself like a little bit, and then he like looked behind, and there actually was a woman sitting behind. I mean, she didn't look like. I mean, she just looked like a normal woman. Just appeared. And then she asked, 你去哪里? Which means,
Where are you going?
where are you going? Yes. So at first he didn't know what to do, and then he just asked like, 你要去哪里? Which is, where do you want to go? She said, Nangang, which is, I guess, somewhere in Taiwan. So she didn't give...
Nan is north, Gang is river.
Okay, I did not know that. Chills. Okay, so anyway. So, I also think it's like an area in... Okay, I don't know. But then he was just like, okay, so there was no like specific address. So he just kind of like drove to like the general like area of it. And then he saw like from his peripheral vision, like her hand stretched out, holding hell notes. See the theme? So
Guys, next time we should just transfer your money online. Say online banking only. Then you can avoid. Oh my god, no! But now
pay now, please.
you'll be burning like handphones and crap. Next thing we know, we're burning
pay
credit
now,
cards.
please. Yeah, I know. So, like he knows like from hearing like cautionary tales and stuff, like not to accept any payment from the spirits, I guess, because if you accept any payment, if you accept anything from them, then it just shows that like, you know, you are willing to transact with them, and like it's just like I'm open for business, so like, you know, more will come. So he was like, no need, this ride is my treat. So then she just disappeared. Poof. So yeah, and then over the course of the next few weeks, because you know, cab drivers kind of gather and like talk and stuff, so he actually heard similar stories from the other cabbies, and some of them have even accepted the money and were like, you know, kind of showing it like, oh, look at what I received. So that's the end of the story.
When was this?
Oh, there was no date tagged to it, but yeah. Lesson learned from this experience was that he should not have kept his taxi light on,
At night?
available
On his shift? In a deserted
in
place?
a deserted place. I mean, if you were expecting passengers, if you were like in the city or whatever, then yeah, sure. I mean, show them that you're available. But in a deserted place, when you're not expecting to pick up passengers, turn that light off.
The thing though, she was going to the river. So
Yeah. Oh my god, I did not like think of it that way.
I've heard some stories where they say, oh, take me to XXX cemetery. Yeah. Well. And then
That's the
So-
end.
the end. Okay, bye.
Thank you for sticking with us. Hope your socks are still on.
Oh wait, hold on. I have no socks. Oh my god. What if there are people with like foot fetishes out there? And we just show them our feet.
I don't want to think about that. But yeah, I mean, this is the... Okay, how do we end it? How do we end it?
Goodbye.
Okay, thank you. If you like the subscribe thing, right? Remember?
You know my mic can hear you, right?
I know. I mean,
I'm not gonna cut this out.
Can you please cut
I'm
this
not
out?
gonna cut it
Please. Till our next episode. Stay safe.
And
Good night. See ya.
stay safe. Wear socks.
Sucks.
I told you about the foot fetish thing.